What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a video. Hope you all have an amazing day as usual. Before we get into today's video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps out the video. So today we're going to take a look at the top 10 best places to live in New Jersey. Now, I haven't made a video like this because I feel like negative videos always get more views. I've done plenty of lists of worst places to live across the country and driving tours in the hood, and I feel like those get a lot more views on my channel, at least compared to positive videos I do. But today we're going to flip the switch and take a look at the top 10 best places to live in my home state, New Jersey. So for this list, we're going to be looking at places that are safe, places that have decent economies, affordable houses, which is pretty hard to find in the Garden State, and of course, walkability. Now, this is a statistic that a lot of people leave out, but walkability overall and access to public transportation improves the quality of life in a town or city. And I know you guys are going to ask why I left out certain places like Short Hills, Summit, Alpine, places in Bergen, wealthy places in Bergen County and in West Jersey. But the reason why I'm going to leave those places out is because those places are not affordable for most people. And for the most part, these communities are relatively boring, and amenities and affordability are big factors in good places to live. So let's take a look at the top 10 best places to live in the Garden State. Number 10, West Milford. West Milford is located in Passaic County on the New York State border, about an hour west of New York City. And if you're looking for nature, West Milford is one of the best options in New Jersey. Access to lakes, mountains, rivers, streams, hiking, and boating are limitless here. The town is huge in size, one of the largest towns in the state. And overall, it's a pretty good place to live. For the amount of space you get, it's actually pretty affordable. And the crime is below the national average. The median household income is $107,000 per year. The median home value is $310,000, which isn't really cheap, but is much more affordable than other places in the New York City metro area. And the schools get a above average rating. Unfortunately, West Milford is not a walkable community, and getting almost anywhere takes a very long time. So that's something to consider. But if you want space, land, and somewhat of an affordability, I think West Milford is a good option. And it's also a good time to point out, West Milford is home to the most haunted road in America, Clinton Road, which has the urban legend that if you throw a coin over the bridge, a ghost boy will return it to you. There's also stories of people being chased by trucks. There's a really weird house on the beginning of the road, and this is just a 10-mile stretch of vast wilderness, tight turns, and plenty of paranormal stories. I've been here many times, and I've kind of lost interest in the place. The place is kind of dead now, and no one really talks about it. Most of it's just fake, to be completely honest. Number 9, Nutley. Nutley is located in the New York City metro area and almost has a small town feel, which is really nice. They have a really nice downtown where there's plenty of restaurants and places to sightsee, and this community is somewhat walkable and has amazing schools. It's also one of the safest places in New Jersey with a very low crime rate. They also have a park that runs through pretty much the entire length of the town in a north-south direction. It's a very beautiful park, so you're right there next to greenery. Now, there is one knock to living in this upper middle-class suburb of New York City is the cost of living. The median home value is about $400,000 to $500,000, which is well above the national average. But if you want safety, Nutley is a great place to live. It's also a really good place to raise a family. Number 8, Englewood. Englewood is a community located in Bergen County across the river from New York City, which is already a great thing being so close to New York City. Now, this community is not super posh or exclusive, which is why I put it on the list. It's pretty modest for the most part. One of the things you'll notice about Englewood is the diversity. It's one of the most diverse places in New Jersey, and the crime rate is 55% lower than the national average, while violent crime rates are 57% below the national average. Median household incomes are $91,000 per year, and the home prices are pretty similar to what we saw in Nutley, so it is pretty expensive, but not insane. And this community scores a 85 out of 100 on walkability, which is much higher than the national average, and the schools are just above average. Number 7, Montclair. Montclair is located outside of New York City and is probably the wealthiest and most exclusive community on our list, but it's not out of touch for everyone. Montclair is known for having amazing restaurants and a growing art scene. There are plenty of New York City transplants, and it is very liberal and progressive here, so if you're conservative, I would not recommend you move to Montclair. Montclair has a big mix of urban and suburban, and scores above average in every single statistic. The overall crime rate in Montclair is 78% below the national average. The violent crime rate is 81% below the national average. The median household income here is $150,000 per year. The median home value is $659,000, although there are many houses that go for way over $1 million in Montclair. The schools get an A+, although that might change because they are cutting the school budgets tremendously in Montclair. And Montclair gets a walkability score of 90 out of 100. There are 6 train stations in town for easy access to New York City. Many of the locals here work in New York City, especially for the New York Times and Wall Street journals. Most of the people here are yuppies, and it is pretty exclusive. A lot of the people from New York here aren't very friendly, but if you'll find a Jersey-born local in Montclair, which is hard to come by nowadays, most of those people are pretty pleasant. And not all of Montclair is super exclusive. There's a big mix of housing in Montclair. Number 6, Wayne. Wayne is located in Passaic County in northern New Jersey and is very, very different from our previous place, Montclair, but still is a great community to live in. It's definitely more conservative and a little bit more modest than Montclair while still ranking above average. Wayne, of course, is home to Willowbrook Mall, which is the main attraction there. Many people come from all over to sightsee, eat, and shop. It's overall a pretty nice mall, I have to say. Now, while Montclair is more local, downtown, restaurants, Wayne is definitely more shopping malls and chain stores. But it's more modest, more laid back, and there are lots of really nice lake communities in Wayne, and you can find some really, really nice houses here. Overall, Wayne ranks low in crime. The median household income is $137,000 a year, and the median home value is $500,000. Again, very expensive, and the schools are really good. The only downside about Wayne is it scores a 37 out of 100 in terms of walkability. You pretty much need a car to get anywhere in Wayne. There aren't many buses. There are commuter buses and trains to New York, but not for local. And once you get west of Route 23, it's kind of a flood zone area, so the neighborhoods around there are a little trashy and kind of run down, but it's a very small portion of Wayne that's actually like that. Number 5, Pitman. Pitman is located in South Jersey near Philadelphia, and it's a nice, quaint little town. Now, Pitman was built on railroads and is a very historic community. As such, it's not only one of the most walkable towns in New Jersey, but one of the most walkable places in the nation. In fact, it's definitely not exclusive at all, and it's still a really nice town. Their quote is, "Everybody likes Pitman," and I would agree. It's a small place, but has plenty to do for fun and a lot to sightsee. Crime in Pitman is 75% lower than the national average and 79% lower in terms of violent crime. The median household income is $84,000. Well, that is about average for the state. The home values are $195,000, which is actually lower than the national average. The schools are above average, and overall, it's a great place to live. I would highly recommend you check out Pitman. Number 4, Red Bank. Red Bank is located at the northern end of the Jersey Shore, and similar to Pitman, it has a nice small-town, walkable type feel. There are plenty of restaurants and cafes in the area, and it's overall just a laid-back, nice community. Now, the statistics here aren't outstanding, and it's certainly not an exclusive community, but it's a very mellow, kind of nice place to live. The crime rate is 49% lower than the national average, and the violent crime rate is 42% lower than the national average. The median household income here is about $80,000, which is about average nationwide, and the median home value is $415,000 a year, which is a little expensive. Public schools are above average, and it is a very walkable community. Number 3, Cape May. Cape May is the furthest south of New Jersey and is considered to be the best beach by many people in New Jersey. And Cape May is a really nice place. There's a lot of Victorian houses, which aren't really my style, but there's plenty of them if you're into that. Also, if you're interested in haunted places, Cape May has a lot of that as well. It's really charming and really just a gorgeous town. Cape May's overall crime rate is 22% below the national average, while the violent crime rate is 92% below the national average. The median home value is about $315,000, which is a little bit above the national average. The median household income is $76,000, which is about average nationwide. The schools are about average, and it's a very walkable community and really just a peaceful, laid-back place to live. Number 2, Morristown. Morristown is located in North Jersey. One of the amazing things about Morristown are the sheer amount of restaurants, and it has one of the nicest downtowns in New Jersey. Morristown ranks above average in pretty much every single statistic you can possibly measure. The overall crime rate in Morristown is 74% below the national average, while the violent crime rate is 73% below the national average. The median household income is $112,000 per year. The median home value is $469,000, which is pretty expensive, unfortunately, and the public schools here get an A. And Morristown gets a walkability score of 88 out of 100, which is very high. And some interesting facts about Morristown. Did you know that George Washington spent a lot of his lifetime in Morristown? This place has some history, to say the least. There's also a commuter train in New York City, so you have easy access to get to New York City. And the best place to live in New Jersey is Hoboken. Hoboken is located across the river from Manhattan and has always been ranked as a great place to live. They have a beautiful waterfront overlooking New York City, and they have a really nice downtown. Hoboken was also home to the famous singer Frank Sinatra, and many New Yorkers have left New York City for Hoboken for a better quality of life and proximity to New York City. In fact, they have just about the best commutes in New Jersey to New York City. Here's some interesting facts about Hoboken. The overall crime rate here is 40% below the national average, while the violent crime rate is 63% below the national average. Most folks here are very wealthy, bringing in a median household income of $160,000, and the schools are above average. Hoboken gets a 95 out of 100 on the walkability score, which is just about as good as it can get. Now, this is not really a great statistic, but the average home value here is about $800,000 a year. Hoboken is unaffordable for most people, but for the people that can afford it, this is a great place to live, a great option. It's almost like a mini version of Brooklyn. There's a lot of hipsters. It's very progressive and liberal, and they have many really good restaurants and bars in Hoboken. It's very trendy, and it's overall one of the best places you can live in America. Hoboken also has one of the oldest and most beautiful train stations in America. Definitely check out the Hoboken train terminal. It is beautiful. So those are the best places to live in New Jersey. I hope you got some information out of this video. Now, New Jersey really is a great state. It ranks towards the top in education, healthcare, low crime rates, and high household incomes. But there's definitely a lot of negatives to New Jersey as well. But I hope this video helped you guys find some better places to live in New Jersey. Most of the places on this list are not super fancy, pretty modest places for the most part. I mean, Hoboken and Montclair are definitely a little bit out of touch, but definitely not for everyone. So I hope that you found a place that was right for you. If you're moving to New Jersey, you're definitely in the minority, but if you are looking to move into New Jersey, these are definitely some great options to look at. So that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and God bless to all you guys.